So if you guys want to see our first part of our vlog, definitely go check it out. It gives a lot of insight of what's really going on with Paul's health and the emotional roller coaster we have been on. We're gonna start off where we left off. Does that sound right?
We're gonna start where we left off.
There we go. It was a tongue twister for a second. I was like, did I say that right? And let's get into this, shall we? So after Paul's colonoscopy,
You make it seem like it was a show, an event.
it was like a episode of General Hospital for me.
You know, the crazy thing is when we went to see my GI doctor and he told us this, it didn't like really dawn upon us too much. It hit us 20 million times worse when we went to see the colorectal surgeon.
But the problem is with Paul's back then GI, yes, we switched GIs because we felt like he downplayed a lot.
Yeah,
he didn't take Paul's health
serious.
Dang, Paul, you just... He did not take Paul's health seriously. Certain appointments we would go in, Paul's like, what do you think about me trying some natural things? No, naturals are not going to help you. And then now when Paul did this colonoscopy and we saw the obstruction, then he's just like, you know what? You should do more natural. It will help with the inflammation. And Paul literally was like,
bruh.
What? Like at this point,
I wanted to slap him.
Paul was like, at this point, I think more like stronger medication is going to help. Now you want me to switch to natural when I should have done it like
a year ago?
Yeah.
Because I asked him like, hey, what are some things that you recommend that I can do in combination of my medication, like some vitamins, supplements, things like that naturally promote healing and anti-inflammatory properties, like things that just help. It's not going to do anything bad. He said no. So I took his advice and word as a doctor, like, okay, if he says it's not going to work, it's not going to work, I guess. And then now he's suggesting it, and I'm like, bro, now it's too late. I'm beyond the point.
He downplayed a lot. So when he gave us this news, he made it seem like, oh, you could come back from it. It looks like it's just inflammation, not a big deal. Let's just get a second opinion.
And the surgeon can just, you know, fix the problem and you'll be back to normal. That's how he made it seem. He didn't say, yeah, you may have to have your colon taken out.
None of that. So that was somewhat of a red flag for us. We went to this surgeon that the GI recommended and I left in tears. Like I was crying in the appointment. It was hard. I mean, the surgeon was very direct. Let's go over that appointment with you guys.
So this doctor, he is a colorectal surgeon, super specialized, and he's very friendly. His bedside manner was really, really nice.
Amazing,
you know,
yes.
Genuinely, I'm sure he's an amazing doctor and an amazing surgeon. The problem is he says, you know.
Oh my God, yes.
We
counted
10 times in 1 minute.
Yeah, 10 times.
I'm not joking.
He's like, okay, so let me describe it. You know, Ibertus, the colon is such a sensitive area, you know, and we're gonna see what we can do, but your options are limited, you know. That was how he spoke.
Yeah, no, he was a nice doctor. Don't get
He
me wrong.
was
But
funny.
we were just like, he says, you know, a lot, like the filler word.
Yeah, it wasn't even it was, you know. That's all he used, but whatever.
So he got straight to the point and told me, you know. And another thing that kind of put me off from him just a little bit was that when we came in, he told me, because, you know, it's not often, you know, back then I was 27, there's not many 27-year-olds going in for colon and rectal surgery, you know.
Yeah.
It's not super common at such a young age. So, like, I've been reviewing your case for a couple of days now. I'm going over all your scans, all your blood work, all your information, so that he was prepared for the appointment. Cool. And when he said that, I was like, that's amazing. Thank you so much for helping us out.
Yeah.
And, you know, they have a chart, obviously, like a little thing with a dry erase where he can, you know, mark, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is what's going on. And he's like, oh, your disease spreads from here.
Yeah.
Basically, like, he said it was like 70 to 80% of my colon. And I was like, I have never been told it was that much. I've always been told it's like in a concentrated region of my colon. Once he was reviewing these scans, and then he told me my Crohn's is in 80% of my colon. He said, oh, you know, unfortunately your disease is so extensive that there's nothing that we can do, and you pretty much just need to bag and rip everything out because there's nothing for me to connect or resection.
Paul, you know, advocated. He's like, this doesn't sound right. I've never been told this whatsoever. And he's just like, okay, like as if not irritated, but he's just like, I know what I'm talking about. He sat down, pulled up Paul's chart and everything.
Pulled up one of my CT scans, like the most recent one from my appendix.
And then he was like, oh, it isn't that bad.
It's not as bad as I thought. And we were just like, who have you been reviewing for 2 days?
Exactly, which, you know, is off-putting. Like,
now,
Imagine if you didn't have advocated for yourself and we would have planned a surgery, that guy would have just been like, everything out, throw it away. Here's your bag, your permanent bag.
You know, and once he started seeing the scans and he was like reviewing, okay, so like here, this is where it is, you know, it still is somewhat extensive to where he's like, I don't think there'll be enough to resection.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just based off the CT scan. That, you know, there is extreme thickening in one area towards the sigmoid colon, towards the lower part of your colon. And, you know, he's like, I can try to resection it, but there may not be enough. So he's like, you know, if we go in thinking resectioning, when I go in and see there's not enough, you're just going to wake up with a bag. He's like, that's always to be expected.
Yeah.
And he's like, these are things that complications that can happen during surgery, because he's like, I will not know until I physically go in and see with his own eyes, see what's going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a big thing. Like, oh my Lord, have mercy. I may go into a surgery thinking I'm going to have one outcome and then have a completely different one for the rest of my life.
And that's not easy on a person mentally. Like, that's hard and that's scary.
Especially it being just brought onto you like that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult mentally getting thrown this at us very suddenly. We were not expecting this at all in the appointment. It definitely took us for an emotional roller coaster that, you know, we were not expecting. Both Janice and I, or my mother, we were all pretty much in tears. I was just like, oh my Lord, have mercy.
So from pretty much going from one extreme to the GI doctor making it seem like Paul's, it's not a big deal, to the other extreme with the surgeons like, you're gonna have to have
everything taken out.
Yeah.
Like we were just thrown a curveball that we were not expecting, because again, my GI doctor, why should I doubt my GI doctor?
Yeah.
He's a specialized IBD doctor. Why should I doubt him when he says, you know, hey, this is a problem, but yeah, it's not a huge deal. We can figure it out. I was like, oh, okay, sure. It's just another part of the journey, not a big deal, and there you go.
So we left that appointment a tad emotional, of course. Sushi is relentless today.
So we're gonna speed this up.
Because this is what it is to be a parent. And as you guys can see, vlogging and doing all this is not easy.
No me gusta. So we went to see this doctor that he specializes in natural medicine.
Yeah.
And everything that goes along with it. So change of diet, certain supplements, certain medications, everything that's like over the counter, natural things. You know, I think he was definitely helping, but then when it came down to the diet, I think he went a little batshit crazy and overboard. Couldn't have anything.
Paul was like on an all liquid diet. Hence, as you guys can see, why Paul looks a little
skinny. Yeah, I look definitely like my arms are ridiculously small from. Can't even get it. Oh, wait, Bebe, I'm sorry. Now you gotta wait, Bebe. Here, take care of the one.
It has been a roller coaster with Paul's health. You know, it's still a roller coaster. And right now he is doing gluten and dairy free. And I know we may get comments like, oh my God, no, or you should do it like this, guys.
Or you should do vegan, you should do this one, whatever
no.
it is. And it's just, you know, every single person has a different thing. And to give you an idea, I wasn't allowed to eat gluten or dairy. That's fine. Nowadays, that's relatively easy. When he told me, yeah, you can't have white rice.
Or any rice-based
or any
product.
Any products that have rice, which anything that's gluten-free is made with rice, pretty much. Most products, you know what I mean? So it literally made my diet horrendous. I couldn't eat anything. I was basically subjected to just protein, fruits, and veggies. But I can't have fruits or veggies because I have intestinal blockage, because the skins and certain fruits and vegetables
are hard to digest.
And then it'll cause a blockage. So like literally my scope of food was like this to that.
And we may get a lot of people asking, well, what about becoming a vegan?
That's a lot of processed food.
That was 10 times worse for Paul. We've tried a lot of vegan products for him, and it made him bleed a lot more. It made him more uncomfortable. So it's been an emotional roller coaster, honestly, guys.
You know, there's vegan, there's plant-based, and then a lot of people who do vegan eat, sounds bad, a lot of processed foods, like tofu, that is highly processed. Huge amounts of soy, and those are things that I can't digest. And I tried, like I was like, okay, cool, there's a vegan pizza, let's try it. Here, that some of these.
It made it worse.
It made it worse. I literally was in horrific pain for like 2 days eating some of these things, and they're supposed to be quote unquote healthy, and they just didn't work out for me.
It doesn't mean that it's healthy that you can still eat it. Depends on your condition, and Paul has had comments like that in the past.
Yeah.
Oh, How can you not eat fruits and vegetables? He has Crohn's disease. He has a hard time digesting certain things.
Yeah, because, my Crohn's has been a roller coaster. And, when most people a salad consider healthy, I don't digest it very well.
He can't have it.
That's my problem.
He'll be on the floor in pain.
Yeah, unfortunately. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I love to eat salads. I love to eat fruits, vegetables, all these stuff. But it's just, unfortunately, due to my disease, I'm restricted in food, which, I'll be honest with you, this is one of the most difficult things to deal with on a daily basis because most people don't think about what really they're eating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people just, oh, I'm hungry, let me go eat. Oh, that sounds delicious. It looks great. Let me have some. I can't be that way, unfortunately.
Nope.
So one of the simple pleasures of life, unfortunately, have been deprived from me. But
Yes.
It's okay. You still have to look at it positive because I'm still here with my wife, with my daughter, and we're looking to, get ahead in life and do more better things. So this is just one step of it, and unfortunately, things have just been getting harder and harder.
So guys, this is where we end it. We are gonna do a part 3 for this. Yes, there's a lot because now we're starting to get more into Paul's health, seeing what we can do, and tomorrow he has surgery. We will talk about that in our next vlog, so stay tuned. We're catching you guys up. So guys, please like, share, and subscribe. It means the world to us. It helps us advocate and spread awareness, such as right now, Paul's Crohn's. So for now, adieu and goodbyes.